Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back for another really brief video. Just want to recap the news of the day, obviously for Pittsburgh. So much has happened today, kind of playing this waiting game, and as I said before, once the dam broke, then you're going to have this flood of news and information come in right before the start of the new league year on Wednesday. So just want to recap, give my quick thoughts on each of the moves, starting with Bud Dupree getting the franchise tag. That happened on Monday morning. No-brainer, you knew it was going to happen. Tomlin, Colbert called him. Priorities, Rooney as well. When the head honchos in the front office say you're going to stay, you're going to stay. Could they work out a long-term deal? They'll have till July 15th to do that. I don't know. It's not going to be cheap. It's going to be commanding about $16-17 million per year at the minimum. Obviously, trying to make that and TJ Watt's contract will probably get done next year. Try to work and allocate all that money to those two guys will be difficult. Not impossible. We'll see. But for now, on the tag, you didn't want to lose Hargrave and Dupree as soon as you built this defense up to an elite level, then have to try to replace those guys with only 6 draft picks and still not having a ton of cap space either, with edge rushers and pass rushers costing so much out on the open market. So right move there for Bud Dupree, complete player, run defense. His run defense is better than his pass rush, and his pass rush obviously improved greatly in 2019. Elsewhere, again, to tag Dupree, that eats up almost $16 million of cap space, so you had to go and cut a lot of guys and try to get under the cap here. That starts with Anthony Chickillo, which was the biggest no-brainer. He was going to get cut. Offered you a little bit on special teams, not much else. Just wasn't going to happen. Had no chance to stay. And then from there, some names that maybe weren't quite as sure which direction they were going to go. But Mark Barron, some people thought he could stay. I really didn't see it. I thought it was more likely that he would stay than Anthony Chickillo, but my prediction was that he was still probably going to get cut, and I think for me it's an easy decision. Some people thought, oh, cut Vince Williams instead. I mean, no, Vince doesn't save you really any sort of money, much less than Barron. And while I think Barron did improve as the season went along, he's 30, 31 years old. He's not giving you anything super unique to this roster. I think Vince is better against the run, a better blitzer, and very similar, maybe a touch worse in coverage, but not by much. And so just didn't see it there with Barron. Had this team had a ton of cap space and had $30 million in the bank, then maybe you keep Barron, but you had to get under the cap, and Barron is going to save you just under $5 million in cap space, so a move you really had to do. Devin Bush will ascend into a full-time role, be able to take over what Barron did in dime packages. So, and then UG3, I think, had a promising rookie year before he was placed on IR with that back injury. So I'm excited to see what he does going forward. And always the possibility that they draft somebody as well. It's actually a pretty strong off-ball linebacker class, not only at the top, but throughout the depth of the class. So there are some options on the draft outlet and route as well. Who else got cut? You got Chickillo, Barron. Johnny Holton was kind of a surprise. Almost saves you no money. Why not Switzer? I'm sure people will ask me that a million times. You really could have gone either way with it. I'm not going to lose a whole lot of sleep over it. I thought Holton did have slightly more value than Switzer, but it really doesn't matter a whole lot. Holton obviously offers you nothing as a receiver. 3 catches on 15 targets last year. Just got laughable. How many passes his way were incomplete. Not all his fault, but some of it, he could have made better plays and better attempts going downfield as a vertical threat, but a really good special teamer. Great gunner. I thought he really helped out Jordan Berry in some big moments, downing punts, covering punts. His speed, his long stride ability, kind of a poor man's DHB. That was the value he brought, but not enough to save his job. Maybe he circles back. Will probably land in a camp somewhere, if not back in Pittsburgh, but you're trying to save all the money that you can. Ramon Foster retired. It kind of felt like had he not retired, the team was going to release him. There were some rumors that they were trying to shop him. That's the indication that they were going to release him. That's the Hail Mary that teams throw when they're about to cut somebody. But Foster, I'm sure at his age, 34, didn't want to have to uproot his family, go somewhere else, play in a new city he's never been before. So he made the decision to retire, and he just had a heck of a career. Just the embodiment of consistency, stability, and just a really good guard, too. He wasn't this average, middling player that hung around for a long time. He was just a really strong, above-average guard for a long time. And to be a UDFA, to be counted out the way that he was, and start his career as a swingman, playing some tackle, playing some guard, even right guard, before kind of settling in at left guard. Just consistency, healthy, durability, leadership, locker room presence. Certainly we'll miss him at training camp, helping to lead some of the stretch line stuff with either happy birthdays or just calls and yells and stuff like that just kind of make it a fun, loose atmosphere, and a union rep as well that, was a player in this new CBA. Whether you like it or not, he certainly was involved with it, and allow that on his resume as well. So trying to fill that void, will you shift Fowler to left guard? Could you bring back Finney? I think Finney's going to be really tough to do because, again, you're just trying to cut cap space right now and not try to increase your cap space. Fowler could get kicked to guard. They could try to draft somebody. I think those things are up in the air, and if they do kick Fowler to guard, then you'll have Chooks and Banner fight it out at right tackle. So Foster, great career, definitely, a guy that I think embodies what it means to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. And then finally, Vance McDonald has his contract restructured, clear up some cap space. Looks like the Steelers are getting pretty close to being under the cap. McDonald, that again cements his roster spot to being on the roster in 2020, which we kind of figured at this point. Just was a matter of would they restructure and how would they get to being able to get McDonald on the roster while still getting under the cap. Restructuring his deal is the way it's going to go. It doesn't take any less money, by the way, just to restructure, converting base salary into a signing bonus. It spreads the cap hit over future years as opposed to all in 2020. So with the tight end market being shallow in free agency, not a great tight end class in the draft, this is probably a move that they needed to make, and hopefully they are counting on him bouncing back because of the return of Ben Roethlisberger. So those moves of the day: franchising Dupree, releasing those players, Foster's retirement, and the Steelers working quickly to getting under the cap. Still have plenty to do. RFA's the tender, Hilton, Filer, Banner. Will they all get tendered? Filer certainly will be. Hilton better be. It's a big mistake if they don't, and Banner seems up in the air. I think it'd be wise to do so, but we'll see what happens there. And then pending free agents, you got Finney, Sean Davis, Medikevich. Hopefully they sign back Dirty Red. Again, cap space is going to be the name of the game here. Davis unlikely to be re-signed. Finney, I think, is going to be unlikely. So he probably wants to test the market and see what's out there for him. O-linemen get paid in a big way. The scarcity of the position really drives up their price. So just want to give my quick thoughts there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.